Hi, I'm Courtney Nash. I'm an editor with O'Reilly, and I am here today with Sascha Bates. Hi, Sascha. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And Sascha is a self-confessed DevOps enthusiast and automation junkie. And she is giving a talk at Velocity Santa Clara in June about getting started with configuration management. So what I want to start with, Sascha, is who should care about configuration management and therefore getting started with it?
Well, everybody should care about it because it's the foundation of everything else that you do, really. But who should come? Anybody who's going to do it, anybody who wants to do it, anybody who's started working with a tool and doesn't really know what else to think about, who is starting to feel a little out of control of their systems when you realize that maybe your tool is not the only thing that you should be worrying about as you learn whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's Chef or Puppet or CF Engine or Ansible or anything else. Because what we find out is that while the tool is awesome and it's super fun to learn this stuff, if you don't think about the ancillary connections to your system, the integration, so to speak, in about 6 months, you'll realize that everything else is kind of collapsed around you, and you have a whole bunch of assumptions built into your infrastructure that you can't work with in your tool for configuration management. For example, if you don't keep things in a package repo, Chef, Puppet, all of these things depend on the idea of a package manager in order to install things. And so you find yourself having to jump through several hoops to get something installed if it's not in the repo. But if you don't make sure you have one of those, things can spiral out of control quickly.
So talking about spiraling out of control quickly, it sounds like you might be covering some anti-patterns, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, there are things that I didn't really think about or that I became aware of too late in my introduction. I work with Chef mostly, and there are things that I kept thinking that I wish that I had the time to work on X, or I wish that I should take some time and figure out what to do with Y because it's starting to be a problem, or the development teams that I work with would come and ask me questions about something, and it would be the same couple of questions over and over, but I was always too busy to really think about stuff like that. And what happened then is by the time we were all kind of entrenched in our patterns, we had several bad things in place that were very difficult to work with that have been perpetuated 3 years later at that particular place. Some things they never grew out of or fixed or changed.
So what would you say is your top anti-pattern that you would recommend somebody avoid or keep an eye out for?
Well, there really, I have three that I highlighted in my last talk, and if you can only do one thing, you should probably have a package manager or a package repo for your dominant package for your dominant operating system. Yum if it's Red Hat, apt if it's Ubuntu or whatever. And then the other thing that I would really be concerned about is the migrating of scripts directly into your tool as opposed to using the tool to recraft the scripts into something that works better with it.
Okay.
So that's really.
And so okay, so somebody works with Puppet, say, instead of Chef. Are they still going to get what they need out of your talk?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, Puppet and Chef, they're completely different and yet entirely the same. When it comes to the stuff that integrates with them, yeah, totally. I mean, so there's a testing tool now called Test Kitchen that was created for Chef, and James Turnbull recently submitted a pull request for Puppet support. So, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. And so what would you say will be a person's superpower after your talk?
Awareness of their ecosystem as opposed to just playing with the tool. So you should have a greater awareness of the world around you and you will know what to look for ahead of time as opposed to being ambushed.
Excellent. And speaking of what to look ahead for, what are you looking forward to most at Velocity in June?
Oh, I get to see all my friends. That's where I get to go see everybody that I know that I haven't seen in several months. All my Twitter friends are going to be there, and the hallway track is going to be super.
Yeah, the hallway track seems to be the big fun one right now that everybody's saying they're looking forward to, as am I. So, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. So,
yeah.
Thanks, Sascha. We'll see you then.
Thank you.